What's up, everybody? Rob here, back with another episode of Wasting Wildcards, and for the first time, I may have just crafted a good deck. Is this not wasting my wildcards? I mean, the cards that I actually crafted, or what did I craft? A couple of Corvolds, and what else? I don't think I crafted any. Actually, a Jegantha I didn't have. Other than that, I already had most of this deck. But anyway, I'm going to try to, do well, if that's a thing that I can do on this channel. I'm going to try to aggressively ladder for the next couple of weeks, try to get Mythic. And I figured there's no better way than playing the Jund Coco Sacrifice deck that Luis Scott Vargas is playing in the Historic Invitational that's going on today, is the first day. So this deck is super sweet. He has a couple different things in his deck compared to kind of the stock version. The versions that a lot of people have been playing have kind of been trying to turbo out into Bolas' Citadel. So they play like the full 8 mana dorks. They play Blood Artists, because if you have Blood Artist, then you're not taking as much damage from the Citadel as you would otherwise. But this version is kind of more just trying to maximize your collected companies. So you have a very heavy 3-drop here. He's playing Dreadhorde Butcher, which is very different than stock decks. But this card is great because it can either just be kind of a standalone aggressive threat, or it's just kind of like a way to attack for 1 and then kill something. I mean, there's a lot of times against goblins where you'll play this, you'll attack, they either block and then you kill whatever they blocked with, or it gets in for damage, becomes a 2-drop, and then you sacrifice it to, say, Witch's Oven, and then you still kill what they're doing. So this card just has a lot of utility. It can kill planeswalkers. It can do the last bit of damage to an opponent. It fits in very well in this deck. We have the Cat Oven combo. We've got Claim the Firstborn, which is so freaking good in Historic. It can get almost every creature people are playing, and Claim the Firstborn combined with Witch's Oven, Priest of the Forgotten Gods, Woe Strider, and Phyrexian Tower is nuts. It is just basically a steal your creature, get in for some damage potentially, then sacrifice it. In the case of Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice it for a mana value. If you've got Mayhem Devil out, then you're also pinging stuff, and if you've got a Midnight Reaper, you're also drawing stuff. So this is just like such a powerful synergistic deck. It almost feels weird to me because I'm always just playing these janky aggro decks or these crazy mill decks, or like this channel doesn't necessarily go the spiky route. Not that I don't love playing competitive Magic. I love competitive Magic. It's like when I play FNMs, I'm not playing tier 1 decks per se, but I'm like that 1.5 tier 2, and I'm trying hard. I love playing decks that I like, and I really like this deck. The original Coco decks that were playing a similar sacrifice package, I played it and it just never gave me that, I like this deck feeling. But this deck, I've played a few games with it, and it is real nice. In the sideboard, you've got a Scavenging Ooze. It's just a great catch-all against aggressive decks for the life gain, as well as graveyard decks for the ability to just eat anything that's in their graveyard. We've got 4 Witch's Vengeance, which may seem heavy, but I believe Luis Scott Vargas was saying that he thinks Goblins is going to be like 40% of the field in the tournament he's playing, and that is kind of similar to the ladder, so having something like this that can basically just stabilize the board on turn 3 against Goblins is pretty powerful. We've got Act of Treasons against the big beefy creature decks. It'll serve a similar thing to Claim the Firstborn, but you can get things like Elder Gargaroth or Questing Beast, or just big 4+ drop creatures that you can then attack with and then kill. So pretty good card. Reclamation Sage is very good when you need to destroy a Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage is the best card people can bring in against you because it basically shuts off your collected companies, shuts off your Cauldron Familiars, and yeah, it's just I don't know actually know, but this is a cast return. Okay, so it might not shut that off, but it shuts off collected company, and you really want collected company. So being able to destroy Reclamation Sage, destroy Cage is very important. It's also very good against opposing Witch's Oven decks because you can just kill their oven, and then you get that little bit of advantage that they don't have. Leyline of the Void is great against just graveyard decks. If you run into the God Pharaoh's Gift deck, this just shuts it down completely. And if they don't have a way to remove it, it's just easy time. Vraska and Corvold both serve similar roles as just very effective kind of givers of advantage, and they both don't care about the graveyard. So Vraska can blow up things like Grapdigger's Cage, it can blow up small planeswalkers, and can also just sacrifice cheap, crappy creatures to draw you cards and gain life, which works great with Mayhem Devil and Midnight Reaper. And Korvold, again, every time you sacrifice something, you draw a card. So in these grindy matchups, you just need card advantage, and you just need a big flyer. Korvold is great. So that is LSV's deck. He's playing in the Historic Open. Not Open, the Historic Mythic Invitational. There's too many names for tournaments nowadays. But yeah, let's bring it up the ladder and see how we do. All right, we are on the play in game one here. Just what I like to see. We're up against another Jegantha deck, but they got Lightning Bolt sleeves, which makes me think it's probably Burn. Burn can be tricky, as they can kill a lot of our creatures with just shocks. Also, they basically just have 1,000 Lightning Bolts in their deck anyway. But I think this is probably a keep. If some of our stuff survives and we can make it up to a collected company, we can probably stabilize pretty well. And having the Mayhem Devil in this matchup is going to be good to kill their creatures. Okay, so scratch everything I just said. They are not playing Burn. They are probably playing a very similar deck to us. Obviously, Luis Vargas, very popular personality, showed me this deck, so I assume it's also probably where they came from. So let's see. If they don't have their colors of mana, that would be great for us. Worst case scenario, they just claim the Firstborn, my priest here. Okay, so they are in fact playing the exact same deck as us. So the mirror match. Okay, so Sheltered Thicket, not exactly the land I wanted to draw here. So just going to play this tapped, pass the turn, and what I'm going to have to do is basically, once they bring the, okay, they didn't do the cat oven thing. That's actually pretty good for us. Basically, I was going to Bonecrusher Giant if they did do that. So I guess we want to kill the Midnight Reaper. So Midnight Reaper in this deck, it draws you so many cards. It is such a good card. Okay, so we got our own Witch's Oven. But now we just basically want to think of what we want to do here. Probably throw out the Woe Strider. That'll give us some flexibility to scry into stuff. Not going to attack. Really want another land. If we can Collected Company, that would be awesome. Like, we have good cards in our hand, but basically being able to play both of these for the price of this would definitely be ideal. Again, we got to be on the lookout for their own Claim the Firstborns. I have not... Okay, like I said. Don't like doing this, but I'm going to do it. And we're going to keep that. Another oven is going to be really annoying. They're going to be able to start draining up a storm. All right. So... So we can either collect a company now while they have nothing they can do. I mean, it's pretty obviously we have collect a company here. So I think maybe the best thing would be when they run out of food, we'll collect a company, and then maybe we can figure out a way to kill some stuff. Alright, so they're going to bring the cat back. And now I'm going to Collected Company. That was pretty goddamn radical. So now we can do this. I want that. And then we'll sack this as well. So they're still going to be able to bring the cat back, which is annoying, but now they don't have an additional food. And every time they do stupid cat stuff, we're going to be able to ping them. So they're not going to get any benefit off of that life gain. All right, so they've got the mana for whatever they want to do. They could cast their own Collected Company. Luckily, we have a Claim the Firstborn coming into a Witch's Oven. Hopefully their company wasn't as good as ours. Turns out, it was. All right, so now we're in a fun little dance here. They can kill one of my Woe Striders. I'll be able to kill it in its response. They're going to draw a ton of cards. Cauldron Familiar and Midnight Reaper is such a crazy combo. You literally just draw a card every single time. And yes, you lose a little bit of life, but then you gain it right back with a cat. This is such a nonsensical matchup. So right now, it could really go either way. They have the 2 Witches' Ovens. They're going to get the advantage. It's their turn, though, and if they tap their oven twice... So I'm going to kill their Midnight Reaper. They're going to draw a card. I'm going to then sacrifice the Woe Strider. So I can at least scry one. But I already know it's on top, so that's not the main reason there. So I'll poke here. Yep. Okay, so they can actually kill my Mayhem Devil. That's annoying. I probably should have planned this out better. Well, I guess I'll kill their Mayhem Devil, or do I want to steal their Mayhem Devil? I think I want to steal their Mayhem Devil. This is a... So let's say I ping it here, they bring the cat back, and then I could sack this to kill this. I think it's safer to probably just kill it. So many Mayhem Devil triggers. Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, whoever doesn't have a Mayhem Devil is in a better spot. We're pretty neck and neck here. Yep, so now I can steal their cat and eat that at least. So I'm going to do this, not use the oven. Just because I can get some Mayhem Devil triggers out of it. Alright, another land. Not exactly what I want. Pass the turn. A Woe Strider of their own. Man, it's a tricky matchup. Our opponent got that early Midnight Reaper advantage with their cat oven. We'll be able to play our own Midnight Reaper next turn with an oven. So hopefully we'll be able to get some value from that. Okay, so they've got a priest. All right, things are going to get tricky. Ooh, another devil. All right, well, I think we want to play Witch's Oven, probably. And a second Mayhem Devil. I could probably freely attack in here, right? If they want to kill the Mayhem Devil, they got to get rid of their sack outlet. I'm not going to do it, though. There are yeah, I guess they didn't want to go too crazy here. So having two Mayhem Devils is going to be real powerful as kind of a way to keep our opponent from going too crazy. Okay, that's a pretty good one for my opponent. So they are literally on the same exact list as us. Which makes sense, it's a good list. It's a grindy game we got going on here. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of the of this deck in the queues coming up, so learning the matchup is going to be pretty key. Okay, sacrifice 2 creatures, 4 triggers. I'm just going to kill... Again, they're going to be able to just sack stuff to the oven. I do not care, though. They'll be able to bring the cat back, but I'll be able to ping a bunch of stuff. So this actually, it's going to give them value, of course, but I'm going to be able to do so much damage to them. Oh my god. Really? I might be able to just kill him. To my face. Okay, what are you planning, friend? Okay, so let's sacrifice this. Ping, ping. So if they bring the cat back, they're going to take a lot of damage. Honestly, playing like a Lovestruck Beast, bringing the Jegantha back. They don't have red mana. Okay, another Woe Strider. I think we probably have this, right? Okay, let's see here. We play Midnight Reaper. We sacrifice Midnight Reaper. We draw some cards. We take 1 damage. So we're just going to go for the kill here. I mean, no sense in trying anything else. I don't want to go down to 3 life because if they top deck something, it's going to be like a mess of who can kill who first. I could sacrifice the food, gain a little bit of life to make this not matter as much. All right, so my opponent is dead to anything being sacrificed. So we're in a pretty okay spot. Okay, so let's play this out. We don't block. We go to 1. They sacrifice something to bring the cat into play, and they die. If they just cast a cat, we die. What are the odds of them having a Cauldron Familiar in their hand? Pretty high. Pretty damn high. I think... Oh, shit. I think we have to block. We can't risk them playing the Cauldron Familiar. But now we can kill the Woe Strider if they sack anything. We're still in an okay spot. Like, they can bring the cat back. They can try to gain some life with food, but they're going to be pretty low. If we draw into a black source, we'll be able to bring back some stuff of our own. That's bad. Yep, that's gonna be the end of it, I think. We might have one more chance, just like one more draw, if my opponent can't pull out the win here. I guess we should probably just kill the Woe Strider. And then kill the goat. And I think we're dead now. I think we're dead. Wow, that was like the longest game of Magic I've played in a very long time. That was only game 1. All right. Man. So I guess it's going to come down to who can sideboard better, really. What are we going to be bringing in here? I feel like Corvold. All right, well. This turns off the cat. Whenever that you sacrifice a permanent, I think this is just would help us go over the top. Reclamation Sage, Vraska. This turns off Cat Oven. But this is better probably against Cat Oven. Claim the Firstborn's amazing. Bonecrusher Giant's like... Alright, so we don't need the Beast. Dreadhorde Butcher is probably weak in this. This is powerful, but it also hurts us a lot. Ugh. Priest, when it gets going, is real good. This is a tough matchup to sideboard in. Like, this hits ovens and pretty much everything. Mayhem Devil is key. Maybe Scavenging Ooze is just like... I mean, it's kind of our only answer to Cauldron Familiar. Do we actually just want this? I don't know if you want this in this matchup. Say we do want it. Man, this is crazy. What a matchup. I think Dreadhorde Butcher is maybe just not what we want to be doing. We want a free sack outlet. Maybe we just want like one Corvold. And I think Vraska's still good. Maybe just a one of, like a fun of Leyline. Wait, hold on. What is this guy, Jegantha's requirement? Oh, Leyline in the Void. Shuts off Jegantha. That answers that. we'll bring back in a Corvold. And let's try this. Man, this is... What a game. This is going to be like the longest match of Magic I've played in God knows how long. All right, we're definitely going to play first. And this is... I like this. I like where this is headed. I don't necessarily want to just slap down Scavenging Ooze, just in case they like claim the Firstborn it right away. So I'm going to play pretty conservatively here. I'll play Mayhem Devil. Why I shocked myself, I don't know. If I lose by 2 life, I'm going to be very sad. Mayhem Devil here is at least good because if they do play stuff and sacrifice it, I can then kill the priest in response. We're going to be able to get off the first Collected Company. Okay, another priest. Okay, that's a pretty good one there. They are sacrificing one of their priests of the Forgotten Gods, though. That's some good value, my friend. All right, we got Corvold, and we got the mana to cast it. Again, I think we probably just want to Coco now. Oh, man. Bring in the heat. Bring in the heat. Man, this is... What a haymaker of a game. Okay. Well, definitely shorter than the first game, but I assume they whiffed on that Collected Company. All right. This is the one. This is for all the marbles. It's funny when you try to ladder and you're playing matchups like this that go forever, and you think you've like accomplished something by playing like an hour and a half long game, but in the end... You didn't. You went up 2 little blips. And this, unfortunately, is going to have to be a mulligan. This is better. And I think, unfortunately, Corvold, you're too expensive right now. So you're going to have to go to the bottom. So we can hit this turn 4 Collected Company and our opponent can't. Ooh, baby, that would be pretty nice. Obviously, if our draws were like... 1-drop, 2-drop land. That would be awesome. But it wasn't. And they got a cat out, so... Ugh. Okay, but that was it. Again, not doing much, but neither's our opponent. Please whiff on land. Please whiff on land. Okay. So, we're going to play a Mayhem Devil here. That way, they're going to have to sacrifice some stuff now if they want the scry value. And then this is just a decent spot to be in. Obviously, if they have a Claim the Firstborn, that's going to suck. But next turn, we also have the Woe Claim combo. If that's a better place to be. So they could cast Corvold now. That would suck. I don't know if they took the same sideboarding approach as us. Okay, so they got the claim combo. We're going to take a lot of damage here. Are they just going to sack him right away? Play Collected Company? Ooh. That's pretty good. Please whiff. Please whiff. That was not a whiff. That was pretty good. Well, we are in a rough spot. So we can collect a company, or we can just kill something. Their Skoos is going to get out of hand pretty quick. I hate doing this, but I think it's probably what we should be doing now. Getting their sacrifice outlet out of here. Luckily, they can sacrifice that. Definitely attack with it. Get some value that way, at least. Reclamation Sage. I think maybe we keep that on the top. If they play an oven, it'll be nice to have, and otherwise, we'll still be able to collect a company next turn. Oh my god. So annoying. Well, her opponent just had it, I guess. We still have a chance, but our life total being this low is really gonna suck. So I'm gonna block, obviously. Take 6 damage, go to 3. That puts us in prime Mayhem Devil range. Ooh, I forgot. They didn't have their own. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to collect a company right away. Ugh. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't want to take it. So if they could eat their own creatures to make Skoos bigger. Okay, so they have a priest. It's not live yet. Another priest. Okay. And they're attacking with both for sure. So unfortunately, I think we just need to just straight up trade. They're going to draw a card. All right, so let's be smart here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 mana. Let's play Woe Strider. And play this tapped. Obviously, you don't want to kill ourselves with our lands. So we are very dead to almost anything. Definitely dead to that. That's for sure. Well, good game, opponent. That was a grind fest. That was such a grind fest. Wow. Okay, well, that was game 1 with the Jund Collected Company mirror match. That's a tricky one. Anybody in the comments got some hot tips for that one? I'd love to hear it, because it seems like it's very much whoever gets what they need first kind of gets there. But yeah, maybe we'll play against something else. Let's play another one. All right, so here we go. We are on the draw, and we've got a lot of good 3-drops in a Collected Company, but I don't think this is really where we want to be. Not doing anything in the first 3 turns of a game. It's too slow for Historic, so we're going to mulligan. Being on the draw makes these a little less painful. This is not great, but at least there's some stuff we can do earlier, like we can remove some stuff, play a blocker if needed. So let's keep 6. We'll put a Woe Strider down because we can't cast it. We can start with the Sheltered Thicket, being the tap land we got here. Didn't draw into a land. Not ideal. Looks like we're up against Bant or something? Yeah, okay. Alright, so we got our black source of mana. So let's play this. Let's hold a Bonecrusher Giant. I'm not sure what my opponent's working on here, but if I had to guess, it's some kind of control deck. So the shock probably not going to be that powerful. All right, well, we can hit Narset here. At least keep it from activating twice. Get a little bit of information here on what they're playing. All right, they're playing Narsets. Good to know, I guess. And here, I guess we'll just play a Woe Strider. Claim the Firstborn's not great until they start throwing Uros down, which, when they're playing Bant, I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet that they are, in fact, also playing Uro. What are they going to do here? Okay, that's fine. So we'll start by just attacking. Let's see what they got going on here. Some kind of like... Okay, they got a Shark Typhoon. So they could trade... All right, let's scry one. Let's just see what we're working with coming up here. Don't need another land. Collected Company would be pretty nice. So let's go Familiar Bonecrusher Giant. Just keep the pressure on. So against control, our hand was not kind of ideal in any way. Claim the Firstborn, not great against Narset. Okay, so Big Daddy Teferi. Untapping 2 lands. Well, I guess we start by trying to kill Teferi. I assume he has some kind of seal away type effect. Or not, okay. Is that... I mean, that's Dovin's Veto mana? Maybe we just go, like, super conservative. Let's just bring our Jegantha in. Pass the turn. Alright, I mean, I guess it is, in fact, also Growth Spiral mana. Blast Zone can definitely be scary, but looks like that's not the approach they're taking yet. So we're still not sure what they're working with. All I know is that we've fallen behind pretty quickly here. They didn't do too much, but they had just enough advantage to get to 1 million lands pretty quick. They got 7 lands. I'm not sure if decks like this are playing Ugin or not, but if they slam one of those down, we're going to be in trouble. Alright, so another Teferi. They're going to have 4 mana. So they can counter pretty much whatever I play next. Again, I guess we're just going to try to kill Teferi. Maybe they'll play Cast Out or something like that. Commit, eh? Okay. So let's play Midnight Reaper and Lovestruck Beast's Adventure. Or is that what it's called? Yeah, the Adventure. That way if they decide to sweep us or anything, we can at least draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, the only way we're going to really be able to get out of this is if our opponent kind of whiffs. Okay. A nice little refresh here. Oh, wow, that's fun. I totally forgot about that. That deserves a nice. Alright, so that's what you would call a blowout, for sure. Maybe I shouldn't have ignored Narset for so long. Well, that's definitely good to know that that's something that they're they're doing here. All right, so guess we just play this tapped. Just try to kill Teferi, as Teferi is overall the more threatening threat. Narset's super annoying, but just losing our hand versus our opponent getting all kinds of advantage. Not that they already don't have all the advantage, but yeah, I'm not really sure what our options are here. I assume they have infinite counter spells. Yep, Narset, you are a cruel, cruel master. So I guess at least Dreadhorde Butcher, we can finally get rid of this stupid Narset. Is it even worth it? No. Let's not give up any information. Let's just go to sideboarding. Alright, so against control, we want Corvold, we want Vraska. Scavenging Ooze is okay if they are playing Uro. Let's get rid of our Claim the Firstborns. I think maybe just bringing in one Reclamation Sage just on the hunch that they might be playing some kind of... I say we just do that. I think we just go a little more streamlined. We just bring in our big top-end grindy threats and get rid of the Claim of the Firstborns. It is kind of our only clean answer to like a resolved Uro, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. And we also do have the Priest of Forgotten Gods to potentially get that thing out of there. All right, so match 2, and we definitely want to play first, and this is a better opening hand for sure. We actually have stuff to do. We can at least get in some early damage. Drawing into like a Witch's Oven next turn would be absolutely amazing. Priest of the Forgotten Gods also would be a nice little pickup. All right, our opponent likes what they saw, which is never a good sign, but we're getting their life total lowered. I wouldn't say low, but it is lowered. Yeah, so let's start by doing a little bit of attacking here. Opponent's probably going to Growth Spiral. Play the Midnight Reaper. It resolves. They Growth Spiral. Alright, so now we're on parity at mana. They could sweep here, which would suck. But we'd draw and we'd have company, so wouldn't be absolutely the worst. And if they swept here, we'd be able to company main phase to kind of catch up and not worry about counterspells. Doesn't feel good casting Collected Company in your main phase against control, because then they can just sweep you again, but it's something we got to do. And they're thinking this through. Okay, so we'll attack. And they Typhoon for 2. They're going to kill the Midnight Reaper. We'll draw a card. Pass the turn. So now we have this little dance, like, hey, that's what I like. Oh man, that's a good one. So, you gotta love when that happens. You gotta love it. We've got the Sheltered Thicket too, so whenever we sacrifice something with Priest of Forgotten Gods, we'll actually have something to do with that extra 2 mana if we have nothing to cast. So they're only going to have 2 mana. They cannot... That's a good one. I like that. I like that. So we're going to play this. We will attack to Fairy with the team. Take the Fairy off the field. That is good. I'm going to play this untapped. That way we can cycle this even if we don't do anything with the Priest of Forgotten Gods. So worst thing that could happen here is a sweeper, obviously, but we'd at least be able to get value off of that sweeper. Blast Zone can't do anything yet. So let's cycle this away. Lovestruck Beast. Scry 1. Phyrexian Tower is good, but not exactly what we need. Another Thicket, eh? Alright, well, we're going to attack in for bunch. Settle the Wreckage would be kind of the most problematic thing right here. That's fine. Do you know why that's fine? Because I can do this. And they're not going to be able to kill my actual threats. Ping, ping. So they're going to go down to 8. 7. And I believe we're just going to win this. I don't even need to use that mana, because I can do this. All right, so that was a much, much better round for us. Being able to get our stuff online, being able to play at instant speed surely helps. Just, yeah, being on the play, being able to kind of force the opponent to react instead of be just ahead from the very beginning makes a big deal. All right, so this is actually not bad. Having 2 Dreadhorde Butchers as just hasty ways to get in a lot of early damage is pretty nice. And eventually, if they, like, sweep them up, by that point, they're going to take 5 to the face. And then we can follow it up with a bunch of collected companies. All right, so we're just gonna get aggro here. Ping for 1, make a 2/2. Next turn. Ooh, nice. This is coming up pretty good. So we'll play Witch's Oven here as a way to just kind of sacrifice these things for value if that ever comes up. Alright, cycling for a 0 powered shark. Definitely not what the control deck wants to be doing. Yeah, so I mean, they're going to have to start doing something. Gonna pay 2 life here just in case. Okay, so they are settling the wreckage. So we'll sacrifice the bigger of the 2. Get in for 3. We'll resolve. Take action. We'll put a swamp out there. And pass the turn. So we can draw a counterspell here. Alright, so they're tapped out. So we're pretty safe to kind of just cast another one. Oh, that's a whiff. That feels bad. Alright, well, hey, you know, we can start eating their graveyard. Worst case, I guess. Hydroid Crisis. That's a card we could potentially have stolen with Claim the Firstborn. Well, we can get the cat oven online. Can start getting grindy. Only got one creature in the graveyard. Bring my Jegantha in hand. I will offer the trade here. Give me something to eat. And we'll pass the turn. So our opponent has the overwhelming card advantage here. Only hitting a Scavenging Ooze off the Collected Company definitely hurt us pretty bad, but okay, and there's an Uro. So good thing we have one green mana to eat this guy. So our opponent now, thinking what they can do. Gonna eat their Uro. So that's one Uro down. Start catting them. Alright, well now that we know they're playing Settle the Wreckage, I doubt they're playing more than 2. But I'm not going to attack it with my Cauldron Familiar just because. Let's play the Midnight Reaper. Let's attack in with just the Scavenging Ooze. Let's make it a little bigger. Another Growth Spiral, so they're digging. They're digging a lot. They're ramping. Yeah, so worst case scenario, they have an Ugin. Wrath of God. Wrath of God, Wrath of God. Okay, so let's start by sacrificing the Cauldron Familiar. Draw a card. Okay, and then I don't think they can do anything with their graveyard. I don't know if our life total really matters. Maybe we just let it happen. Draw a couple more cards, so now we are ahead on cards. Ooh, and another Witch's Oven. That's going to start adding up damage pretty good. Okay, they got it to Fairy. So they're going to start smoothing out their hand. So they have mana to potentially counter one spell. So let's start with the Witch's Oven. Let's play the Priest. And let's play the Mayhem Devil. Alright, so let's get crazy with the cat here. So I can get aggro or try to... So the cat can go twice and I think I just want to get rid of Teferi. Alright, so he's going to go up a little bit, so I can't fully kill Teferi. Alright, so they can refill the hand here. So they're at 3. This will at least keep them from phasing stuff out. And I think since we have 2 pies, I'm going to play it again, just because if they Wrath of God or something, I'll still be able to bring it back with that 1 food. So that Teferi is thick. He's a thick boy. It's hard to get rid of him. All right, I like that one. That's pretty good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to start by playing Jegantha. I'm going to try to draw out a counterspell here. No counterspell. Okay, so I'm going to play a Midnight Reaper here. All right, so we're at least ready to replenish stuff here. Yep, they can draw and discard, that's fine. Could have made a blocker. Don't know why they didn't do that. All right, so this is a very, very close game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might be able to win. In response to some stuff. Oh boy, do I love Midnight Reaper and Cat Oven. It's so good. It's so silly. What are they doing? You gain 7 life and draw 7 cards. Okay, well, we got there, everybody. We outgrinded Bant. There was a time there where I didn't think we were gonna have it, but that just goes to show the power of this deck. I mean, we had like no cards in hand, but with cards like Midnight Reaper, just being able to draw all those counter spells out of our opponent's deck. I mean, out of the 2 games we played, we lost to the Mirror, and that showed again how powerful the deck was because we lost to ourselves. Yeah, so I think obviously LSV knows what he's talking about, but man, this is a super powerful deck. I'm very interested to see how it holds up against the rest of the Mythic Invitational field. I'm pretty excited to keep watching that today, see what other decks people bring. I would love for this to be tier 1, so I have a fully built tier 1 deck that I can just continue to grind with. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you have these cards or a few wild cards away from, I would totally craft this. It doesn't feel like so overly powerful that anything really would get banned from this deck. It's just very, very synergistic. So this is like one of those decks that is always going to be there and always be good, and eventually, if another deck just becomes so overpowering and it just has a very good matchup, that will make this fall out of favor. Kind of like Jund or something like that in Modern. It's like always there, but it's bad when the other decks are better, if that makes any sense. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful Thursday.